A group of friends find an abandoned baby in the woods, but soon they realize it's no ordinary infant. The creature was pulsating like something out of a nightmare. It didn't cry or scream, but just stared at them with its soulless eyes. It had no nose or mouth either, just a big gaping hole where its face should have been. They couldn't see any limbs either, just more of that disgusting, slimy, pulsating flesh. They quickly realized what they were dealing with here. This wasn't a human baby. It was some kind of monster. And if they didn't get away from it fast, they would be its first victims. These three friends had been hiking for days. They'd set out to conquer one of the most challenging trails in the country, and they were determined to make it to the end. They joked around and told stories as they walked, enjoying the beautiful scenery around them. But then suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, one of the guys saw something lying in the underbrush. At first, he thought it was a rock, or maybe a piece of trash. But as they got closer, he realized it was something strange. It was moving ever so slightly, and when he poked it, it responded by writhing around. As they cautiously approached, the thing began to pulse faster. Then it lifted its head up, revealing a horrific sight. The thing looked like a baby, but it was wrong in every single way imaginable. It had a smooth, slimy, gray-colored skin. Its body was a formless mass that seemed to squirm and writhe at random. Instead of a head, there was this pulsing mass with two glowing red eyes staring back at them. It was clear that whatever this thing was, it wasn't of this world. One of the guys reached out a hand to try and touch it. As soon as he did, the creature let out a screech that sounded like nails on a chalkboard. Its eyes flashed red and it lunged at him. They all screamed and ran in different directions. The creature let out another screech and began to pursue them. They could hear it slithering through the underbrush, getting closer and closer. One of the guys tripped and fell. The creature loomed over him, its eyes glowing red in the darkness. He tried to scramble away, but it was too late. The creature lunged and enveloped him in its slimy mass. He screamed, but his cries were cut short as the creature devoured him whole. The other two friends ran as fast as they could, but the creature was quick and graceful, despite its shapeless form. It moved with unnatural speed, keeping pace with them easily. They ran until their lungs were burning and their legs were heavy with fatigue. But the creature was relentless. Finally, they made it to a clearing and collapsed on the ground, gasping for breath. The creature stood over them, its eyes glowing red in the darkness. It let out a screech that echoed through the forest. Then it lunged, and the screen went black. The next morning, hikers found the three friends lying in the clearing, their bodies mangled and torn apart. The creature was gone, but the evidence of its attack was clear. News of the attack spread like wildfire, and soon the entire town was buzzing with fear. People began to stay indoors, afraid to become the next victims. But the creature wasn't done yet. It began to stalk the town, preying on the terrified residents. The body count rose steadily, and soon the town was in chaos. The police were baffled. They had no idea what they were dealing with. The townspeople were desperate. They needed help, but there didn't seem to be anyone who could save them. As the death toll rose, the creature became bolder. It wasn't content with just killing people anymore. It wanted to be seen. One day, it attacked a school bus full of children. The driver managed to escape, but not before being horribly mutilated by the creature. The children were trapped inside the bus as the creature approached. They screamed in terror as it smashed through the windows and began to devour them one by one. The police finally decided to take action. They brought in a team of elite soldiers to help fight the creature, but even they were no match for its strength and ferocity. The creature continued to stalk the town, killing anyone it came across. It seemed unstoppable. But then one of the soldiers had an idea. He remembered hearing about a special type of weapon that could kill the creature. He called in a favor from a friend in the military, and soon they had it. The weapon was strange, but it worked. It emitted a high-frequency sound that was deadly to the creature. The creature let out a deafening screech as it was hit. It thrashed around wildly, but the sound was too much for it. It began to weaken and eventually collapsed to the ground, never to move again. The town was saved, but not without a heavy price. Many people had been killed and even more injured, but they had learned one very important lesson. Some things are better left undisturbed.